Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be visiting Jammu and Kashmir tomorrow to inaugurate the world's highest railway bridge constructed over the Chenab River. Standing 359 meters above the riverbed, this engineering marvel is taller than the Eiffel Tower by 35 meters, stretching across 1,315 meters. The steel arch bridge forms a critical link in the Udhampur-Srinagar-Baramulla railway line. Built to withstand rough terrain, landslides and freezing temperatures, the bridge is designed for durability and safety. Engineers have used special grade steel capable of surviving temperatures from -10 to 40 degrees Celsius. The structure can also resist wind speeds up to 260 kilometers per hour and is built to last the next 120 years. The bridge is expected to significantly improve rail travel in the region. The Vande Bharat Express will be running over it, reducing travel time between Katra and Srinagar to around 3 hours, cutting the current journey time by up to 3 hours. In a post on social media, Omar Abdullah, the Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, said tomorrow is a landmark day for Jammu and Kashmir, as the Kashmir Valley will be connected to the rest of the country in such a crucial way. During his visit, Prime Minister Modi will also inaugurate India's first cable-stayed railway bridge at Anji, besides flagging off the new Vande Bharat trains. This bridge connects the Katra-Banihal section of the Udhampur-Srinagar-Baramulla rail line. It is located around 80 kilometers from Jammu. The bridge sits amid snow-covered peaks and is built to withstand earthquakes, powerful winds, unstable geological conditions.
We don't want them.
After his crackdown on immigrants and international students in the U.S. universities, U.S. President Donald Trump has gone a step further to try and keep foreigners out of America by issuing a blanket ban on travelers from countries in Africa and West Asia. The ban, in fact, takes effect next Monday itself. It targets nationals of 12 countries: Afghanistan, Burma, Chad, Republic of the Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan and Yemen. All these countries face a total or complete ban. In fact, then there are 7 other countries where people face partial entry restrictions: Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, Turkmenistan and Venezuela. Trump's order exempts lawful permanent residents, existing visa holders, certain visa categories and those whose entry serves America's national interests. What's behind the move? What explains it? As per Trump, the ban was allegedly carried out of national security concerns, targeting countries posing a high level of risk to the United States. Further, he cited a recent attack on members of Colorado's Jewish community that was allegedly carried out by an Egyptian national. Ironically, though, Egypt does not figure on that list of banned countries.
The recent terror attack in Boulder, Colorado, has underscored the extreme dangers posed to our country by the entry of foreign nationals who are not properly vetted, as well as those who come here as temporary visitors and overstay their visas. We don't want them.
And this is hardly the first time such a proclamation was made by Donald Trump. In his first term in 2017, remember, Trump banned travelers from 7 countries, including Syria and 6 other Muslim-majority nations. The policy faced many legal challenges before the Supreme Court upheld it in 2018. Former President Joe Biden then reversed it in 2021. Donald Trump has a lot of reasons for his travel bans. For example, Afghanistan, where Trump has issues with the Taliban, a specially designated global terrorist group that controls the country. For Iran, Trump uses the label of a state sponsor of terrorism that allegedly funds proxy groups like Hamas and Hezbollah. Similar reasons given for Somalia, accused of being a safe haven for terrorists, as well as Libya in North Africa, cited for its historical terrorist presence. Needless to say, Trump's move has not been received well by many of the countries facing the travel ban. In Tehran, residents expressed mixed reactions.
This is all nonsense. It's not like we're dying to go to America. We won't ask for permission to go. We didn't want to go to America even before the travel ban. He says loads of nonsense and he will keep doing so. We don't care at all.
And Venezuela's interior minister saying the U.S. travel bans present a great risk to anyone visiting America. Listen to this.
Estados Unidos acaba de sacar algo prohibiendo la entrada de cualquier venezolano.
The United States has just issued something prohibiting the entry of any Venezuelan into the United States, right? It's like 9 countries. No, not even with a visa. It's prohibited. Visas are eliminated to the United States. In truth, being in the United States is a great risk for anyone, not just for Venezuelans. If you are a fool, then go to the United States.
Si usted es bien pajugo, vaya para Estados Unidos.
Meanwhile, some travelers at the Los Angeles International Airport saying the travel ban may be what's best now, but they hope it is a short-term measure, whereas others were opposed to the ban.
I think that there's pros and cons there. I think a lot of people are in need of asylum, of course, that are coming from those countries. Not all of them are bad people, but the reality is that, to be 100% safe, sometimes the best thing, at least in the short term, might be to, mandate a certain travel ban.
So what happens next? Will Trump stick to the plan or make some relaxations in the coming days? And while the war in Gaza has drawn condemnation and concern, it's also fueling something else. Record-breaking weapons sales for Israel. Even as Israel fights on multiple fronts, it's selling more arms abroad than ever before. According to new data from Israel's defense ministry, in fact, Israel sold more weapons to other countries than ever before in 2024. Let's break it down for you. Last year, Israeli arms exports reportedly surged to a record $14.8 billion, up from $13 billion the year before. All this while, Israeli forces were fighting adversaries in Gaza, Lebanon, Syria, Iran, Yemen. The biggest buyer, you ask? Europe. Over half of Israeli arms exports, that's 54%, went to European nations racing to refill stockpiles depleted by the war in Ukraine. And ironically, while shipping arms abroad, Israel itself received at least $17.9 billion in U.S. military aid in the year after the Hamas-led October 7 attack. That aid, by the way, included precision bombs, air defense systems, artillery shells, Hellfire missiles. And then in February this year, U.S. President Donald Trump bypassed the Congress to fast-track a $12 billion arms deal to Israel over the coming decade. And these American weapons include 2,000-pound bombs that the Biden administration had withheld over concerns that they would indiscriminately kill civilians in Gaza. And according to the Israeli Defense Ministry, throughout last year, 48% of Israel's foreign sales were made up of missiles, rockets, and air defense systems. Israel's data did not detail specific deals, and it's also not clear why it would sell these weapons at a time that it is fighting a war itself. Still, cracks are now showing. European leaders have become increasingly frustrated with Israel's conduct in the Gaza war, and according to experts, that could threaten Israel's sales. Spain has reportedly cancelled a $325 million missile deal with Israel, citing a gradual disconnection from Israeli technology over its Gaza operations. Even the Israeli Prime Minister has admitted Israel may need to reduce its reliance on American security aid, experts saying that's unlikely anytime soon. But then there's another twist. Despite the booming sales, Israel's own military ran out of weapons in October. According to war monitors, during the Israel-Iran tensions, 30 Iranian ballistic missiles hit southern Israel unintercepted. And within days, the US had to rush a THAAD air defense system to help Israel. And yet, Israeli weapons producers kept shipping out. Germany is due to receive Arrow missile systems this year, part of Israel's largest ever single arms deal at $4.3 billion. Israel's defense industry, in fact, has managed to scale up wartime production rapidly thanks to lessons learned from past conflicts. But as the war grinds on and as the critics grow louder, one thing is certain. The war may drain a country's economy, but in Israel's case, it's also become a source of income. Is Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu arming ISIS-linked militias in Gaza to counter Hamas? Is this Netanyahu's new Gaza plan? In an interview, Israel's former defense minister, Avigdor Lieberman, has alleged that the Netanyahu government is now arming a Gaza-based militia with known ties to ISIS. Israel, according to him, is fueling a new armed faction while still battling Hamas. Lieberman says this tactic is not entirely new, accusing Netanyahu of once propping up Hamas to weaken the Palestinian Authority and now using the same playbook. He claims Netanyahu is empowering a new armed force as a counterweight to Hamas. And here's where things are no longer restricted to one-sided allegations. The Israeli Prime Minister's office has not denied the presence of this new group. Instead, it insists that Israel is working on various actions to dismantle Hamas on the recommendations from top security officials. In fact, Lieberman is not the only person making this claim. Citing an unnamed Israeli security official, an Israeli television news channel reported that Israel has been transferring weapons to groups in Gaza to fight Hamas over the past 2 years. So what exactly is this group all about? According to Haaretz, the militia recently surfaced in southern Gaza, led by a man named Yasser Abu Shabab. Shabab is reportedly a member of a large Bedouin family in the city of Rafah and is known to be a powerful and well-connected figure in the conclave. He has reportedly been jailed multiple times by Hamas for criminal offenses. And his men have also been accused of looting humanitarian aid. Videos now circulating online showing this militia armed and outfitted like a regular force with helmets, vests, Palestinian flags, patches identifying them as anti-terror service in Arabic and in English. Lieberman claims Israel is supplying them with rifles and light weapons, arming a group he warned could soon turn those very weapons back on Israelis. Lieberman's claims once again raising the big question in trying to counter Hamas. Is Netanyahu arming an ISIS-linked militia? Because if that's true, this is not just a military tactic. It could be a political gamble, one that could have consequences far beyond Gaza. And in the latest, German Chancellor Friedrich Merz has reached the White House for a keenly watched meeting with US President Donald Trump. This will be their first in-person discussion since Merz assumed office last month. In fact, even beyond direct outcomes, multiple aspects of that meeting are seen to be significant, also being seen as a pivotal moment for relationship